Oh my gosh. All right, you guys. Hey world, welcome back and welcome to the Recovered Files with your one and only host, Mackenzie Taylor. Y'all already know what it is. If you are listening, if you are tuning in right now, if you are watching on the YouTube platform, big shout out to you. Thank you all so much for your support, and I cannot wait to catch you over on the next episode, the next season of the Recovered Files. Y'all all knew the day was coming. Listen, I've been teasing it since file 18. File 20. The last file of season 2. And you already know it's about to get emotional. So cue the violins, cue all the instruments, cue the ballad. Because it's about to get real. Okay? Not only am I going to be talking about everything in front of the scenes that you all have been able to see, but today we are also getting behind the scenes as well too. I love it. I love it so much. Season 2 is my baby, but trust me, she also gave me a run for my money. Okay? There were times where I was just like, you know what? Delete it, burn it all. And I'm not lying to you. So let's just go ahead and get into it, all right? This is file 20 called The Marathon Continues. All right. And you better believe it. Put your money on it because there's no more 5-year hiatus around here no more. I have a fuel to my fire. Season 2 has been such a gem and such a light in the dark. I'm not lying. If you are already following from file 19, Fail Like a Winner, I already talked about how 2025 did not feel like my year. I definitely took some losses. That's okay. But The Marathon Continues is such a bigger picture. I know you all have heard it before, so I'm not trying to coin the term or anything, but it's such a mantra to go by because it's not like a short race. You're in it for the long haul. You're in it for the long run. And as we are coming to an end of season 2, I can already tell you that season 3 is coming in 2026. And honestly, I plan on taking this as far as the good Lord will let me, okay? When I talk about this being my light in the dark, I mean it in the sense of this has been a platform and an outlet for me that has really reconnected me to the art. You know, I'm in my 20s. I'm still figuring out how I want to go about my career and how I'm building that. And so I'm not just like doing jobs or things like that, but cultivating it in a very intentional way. And being in the entertainment industry, there's so many ways to pivot and to do that. But to have something just for me that is fun, that is my creative outlet. I can dress up however I want. I can talk about anything that I want. I can be honest. I can be vulnerable. I can laugh. This has been, when I say it's my baby, I truly mean I will protect it at all cost and truly valuing it to the point where I want to give it the world. The Recovered Files, I see it so much bigger than me. It's not just about me, it's so much about community. And that's why I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's not just a script. When I say love y'all, peace, I'll catch y'all on the next one. When I say thank you all so much for your support, I'm not just saying it to say it. This, to be able to share it with you all, to have you all's opinions. If you ever clicked a link, if you ever saw episode through, if you ever have really resonated with something that I have been saying, come on, girl, you are a part of the tribe. All right? Or I'm just calling y'all girl, but whoever you are, you get what I'm saying? You are a part of the tribe, and you have been part of my shining light in this whole year, and it's a lot of mixed emotions. I'm nervous. That's like, it's so weird to me because I'm like, I want to end off on a good note. I want it to be good standing, and you know, I want to get it right, even though there's like really no way to get it wrong. But this season has been so special to me, and it has done so much for me that as I say goodbye to her and as I literally close this chapter and make room for an entirely new one, it's bittersweet. It really, really is. The Recover Files season 2 has been going on for about 2 months. 2 months. First aired File 11 back in September, and ending off File 20 of the Recovered Files in December. And this 2 months has just been so rich. Honestly, y'all, I have been looking forward to the next episode probably just as much, if not more, than you already have. Trust me. I have the files that I have in my phone that I'm always like looking towards and excited to record. But just to put it out in community, it has been such a different experience. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get into the behind the scenes. Let me let you know something that you probably didn't know and what all it took to even get to this point. All right. So File 11 was the beginning of season 2, and I lied to you not, you guys. I filmed that on 4 different occasions, and in totality, I probably recorded it probably about like 10 times. I'm not going to lie. It was my first time getting back in front of the camera, really being in the space of my podcast, making it visual for the first time. I had so many doubts. I had so many like little criticisms in my head. I was like, yeah, that's not gonna work. And you know, I put the bloopers at the end of my YouTube videos, but seriously, it didn't even show how much I went through it. Like 4 different outfit changes. It took over 2 months to record till I finally got something where I'm like, okay, leave it. Just leave it. Because if you do it anymore, it's not going to feel fresh. And honestly, by the 10th time I did it, it probably still wasn't as fresh as it could be, but it works. Okay. And the hiatus was also a turning point for me just in that moment of time as well too, because keep in mind, I'm doing all of this behind the scenes. I did release my trailer. So I had intentions of kind of building up that momentum to let kind of the world know that season 2 was coming. But to have the first file of season 2 coming from 5 years, when I tell you that pressure was thick, okay, you couldn't slice through that if you wanted to. And so to really know and look back that I love File 11, even my little trailers that I've made either on Instagram or TikTok to kind of preview of what the episode is all about, I really enjoy it, and I love that because the whole process and the whole point of it is to look back and smile and be proud and not find criticisms, but find enjoyment in it as much as someone with different eyes than me can. And it really also set the tone for, okay, now you got to see this through, because you can't just do a File 11 through File 13 and end the season. No, this is a 10-week run. So you better be ready for that. Speaking of, the marathon continues. Hello. So moving after that, File 12, Student of the Game. I was so excited, and I claimed it as my favorite before I even filmed the rest of the files for season 2. And now that I'm officially at the end of season 2, I can still say that File 12 is one of my favorites, Student of the Game, because that epiphany is still helping me navigate to this day. It's literally something that has changed my mindset of how I really need to navigate my 20s. When I tell you this year, the only reason, honey, I do not look like what I've been through is because I've been charging it to the game. Okay? And honestly, it's made me a better player for it as well too. The skin is getting thicker, thicker by the month, thicker by the day. And it's all thanks to really locking in and knowing what Student of the Game means and applying it to my life. So if you need that extra armor on your back, go check it out. File 13, Those 20 somethings. It was a key. It was a laugh. Nothing in that episode was serious. I think I did have plot points of what I wanted to talk about to keep me on track. But even watching that file, nothing makes sense. But that's very on theme. So I like that. File 14. Protect your energy. Like nasty face. That's one of my favorite files as well too. it's definitely that energy that I'm bringing into 2026. Okay, I'm protecting my energy more than ever, and not just the energy that I put out, but like my inner gangster as well too, because that's what you need. The skin is thick from student of the game. Now we got this energy inside of us that needs to come out of us, and that's how you approach situations, people, life, so you don't get completely knocked all the way down. All right. After file 14, we move into file 15, which is afflictions and addictions. That is a file that I am really proud to have a part of this season and a part of this podcast, because when I say, like, hey, y'all, we about to talk about the quiet parts out loud, file 15 is exactly that. I know it can be an uncomfortable watch. I know it's not something that people are like jumping to click on the link about as well too, but I'm just going to be real. Being in my 20s, having a college experience, having just life experiences, having talks with friends, with colleagues, with different people from all over the world, and even some of my own realizations along the way too. It's a real thing that people deal with. And I know there's a lot of shame that comes with either admitting it or not admitting it or even talking about it, but it's there for community. So when people are ready to get to that conversation, whether it pertains to themselves or whether it pertains to somebody that they know or somebody that they love, it's there. It's there. And I'm really glad that I was able to put that into the season, because I knew it was something that I wanted to talk about, but I didn't know if it was something that I was willing to risk to put out into the world, because it can get perceived a lot of ways. People can think one thing, they can take it and run with it. It was just a lot of doubt that was coming from me and was coming from the idea of other people, where I was like, I don't think I should. So even getting to the point of recording that episode and publishing it was a really proud marker for me. And I intentionally made it file 15 at the middle point of the season, because I did want there to be a shift of I intentionally wanted it to be a shift of, we can laugh, we can talk, we can say like how we got here, what's been going on between file 11 and file 15. But also, if you notice, after file 15, the contents of the topics dig deeper. They're still laughable. They're still like heartwarming. They're still okay, like what is this about? But there's also like deeper conversations that are had and just made to be in a lighthearted way. So that was a very intentional thing that I put into this season, and one of the reasons why I love it so much. All right, moving on to file 16. Who is your tribe? Y'all ate that one up. Y'all ate that one up, but it's okay. Everybody loves a shout out. It's no problem with that. But another thing, when I talk about a light in the dark, community has gotten me through this year entirely. And it was also a shift, I feel like, in my 20s of really kind of getting to a point where, you know, I would consider myself, I'm a very friendly person. I would say I have a plethora of friends. I can get along with anybody. But it was also a shift in my life where I feel like, you know, you're going through such a tough season that you don't need people who can just be a good friend for a good time. You need a tribe. You need the people who are going to speak life into you, people who are going to support you, people who are going to remind you who you are when you're not feeling exactly like that. And the way that God has shined a light on who my tribe really is in this moment of my life and in this transition of my life as I'm in my mid-20s, it's only getting more serious. I really wanted to have that as a topic, and just to encourage whoever is watching. It took me a while to even feel like I have a tribe, or to call them that. I was insecure about not having one at a time. And if you are in that space, I'm glad that that's there for you, so you can have that support, or you can just have that listening ear of, okay, yeah, it, it's meant to come when it's meant to come. File 17, sorry, not freaking sorry. I'm telling y'all, the shift happened unapologetic to the 10th degree. Everything that I'm doing from this point on, I cannot apologize for. I cannot put myself back on the shelf after I have gotten off of it. So freaking serious. And that's why I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, there will be no more 5-year hiatus. It just won't happen. The marathon is continuing, okay? It's not going to be, oh, this is the end of the race. You did a good 5K. No, this is a marathon, baby. We're going to keep running. So just because season 2, there's going to be a little intermission before season 3. That's just me getting my water break. That's me stretching out my limbs so I can come back at y'all. Hello? And so I'm coming into 2026 with that sorry not sorry energy. How I show up, how I'm ready to attack and come after what is mine, I won't apologize for it, because there's so many things that have happened when the camera has been off, where I have had to fight myself out of holding my own self back. And if you are a person who has dealt with that or is dealing with that, you know how tough that can be, of really turning that switch from being your own worst enemy to being your biggest supporter. And now that this outlet of the Recovered Files of season 2 has given me that confidence back, there's no way that I plan to do it any way else. Sorry, not freaking sorry. File 18, Seeds and Fruits. It's such a good one. It's a little poetic. It's definitely spiritual. And honestly, go listen to it. That's the best thing that I can say. It's not really a thing of promoting it, but I know how good it will do to you, especially as we are going into this new year. Think about your seeds and fruits. I beg of you. It's because I love you. Thank me later. Love you. File 19, Fail Like a Winner. Whew. Y'all, if y'all could be behind the scenes, now that was just last week, but I really had to take my own advice, because in the midst of me posting Fail Like a Winner and publishing it, I was going through such an experience where I was like, you got to take your own advice. How are you publishing it? How are you pushing out this message if this is how you acting? So I had my little pity party. I got back up. I dusted my shoulders off. Fail like a winner. It's just, it's one of the life lessons, like I said, that I have really had to have a humble pie about in 2025. But I'm sure that this will be a topic that will age like fine wine as the years go on. And so I'm glad that I was just even able to have that realization and have God use it in a way of, I definitely put it out into community because I wanted to reach the right people. And whole time I'm the community. Clock it. So that was that. And now here we are, file 20, the marathon continues. Thank you so much, season 2. I love you so much. And I'm excited to catch y'all over for season 3. What are the predictions that you all have? Okay, what are we expecting? Because like I said before, lightning doesn't strike the same place twice. So you may catch me in a different place. I don't know. Who knows? Y'all just have to follow me over there. So I love y'all so much. Thank you for riding this out with me. Thank you for going through this season with me. And I genuinely cannot wait to catch y'all over on the next one. All right. You know I love y'all. Peace. This is season 2. And okay, I'm gonna start over. It will continue forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Okay, I'm not doing this. I'm not feeling it. Uh, is it because I'm nervous? The nervous. Okay. Psych.